Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
Oh, and good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. This is the Attacking Third on It's a Rep Sports Network. It sucks. This freaking sucks. As the Union limp into the playoffs, it feels like. What? 4 games remaining, 2 at home, 2 away. And on August 30th, when they get the 1-0 victory over Cincinnati on the road, you're thinking, wow, they finally did it. They beat an elite team on the road. This team has turned a corner, but nope. They, after a week off and players away for international duties, they go to Vancouver and they stink up the place. They get completely ran out of Canada, and embarrassing, right? Thomas Mueller had 2 goals, had a PK in one of them, for one of them, and the Union could have had it, but they wanted to be too cheap. Carnell wants to rest Baribo and rest Damiani, and then decide not to bring them in till you're down 4-0. Worst loss in franchise history. 7-0. And they control their own destiny now, Vancouver. Going on, Joe. Appreciate you tuning in for the afternoon special of the Attacking Third on It's a Rap Sports. Appreciate you tuning in, my man. The Union bounced back this coming weekend. I'm glad, Joe. I'm glad you're feeling hope, because I'm not. I'm not at all. I am not at all. So you go to Vancouver and you stink up the place. I feel bad for Rick. I feel real bad for Andrew Rick. Getting put in positions, the defense, sitting him out there to dry. What do you expect him to do? Yeah, he's been great. But obviously that really the last 2 matches, we're going to obviously get into Nashville and the exit they had from the U.S. Open Cup Tuesday night. I don't blame Rick for Vancouver. And I was asking myself, how does Carnell get these guys to regain their confidence after a loss like that, right? Didn't have Makana for Vancouver. Would it make a difference? I don't know. He plays so undisciplined. I love the kid. He's a great player. He's been able to step in and fill Elliott's shoes. But then 48 hours later, 72 hours later, they go to Nashville and maybe maybe you're thinking, can this? They've already beat them twice, 3-1, 1-0, 3-1 at home at Subaru Park, 1-0 in Nashville. Nashville's struggling the last few months, few weeks, maybe not months, but they go in, and Nashville does the same thing. Surge gets a hat trick. Carnell again with some stupid ass starting lineup. The first half was horrible. Passes were like crap. Super slow and sluggish. They look like they had nothing under their legs after a week off. The week before, yeah, you played 48 hours before, but what was the point of resting your starters if they come out looking like that? Indy Vassilev, yeah, he works hard, full of energy, love his personality, but he very rarely accomplishes anything. He's running out there with like a chicken with his head cut off. My mom used to always say. Why he's started over Quinn, ridiculous. Crazy to me. Why Lowski and Quinn aren't starting in that midfield with Lukic and Danley. Danley and Baribo clearly can't play with each other. Just saying, the loss awakens the monster. I'm hoping, but this is what people are going to say, Joe. Saturday, they're playing against New England. The Revs, who are sitting in, I think, like 11th or 12th place in the East. And in typical Union fashion, they'll probably go out and win 3-0, 3-1, 4-1. Light the place up. Light Subaru Park up. It'll be great. 2:30 game. Place will be going electric, right? Then you travel to D.C., beat up on them like they always do. Struggling D.C. team. But what I thought a few weeks ago, what was going to be all right, you get through Cincinnati and Vancouver. Obviously, didn't think you'd lose the way you did to Vancouver. But sure, you take a L. You take a L to one of those matches, Cincinnati, Vancouver. I thought a few weeks ago, yeah. NYCFC, Charlotte, sure, yeah. I would say around like the Houston, Colorado match back in July. You know, we're looking ahead at the schedule and saying, my God, they continue this, right? Because they've been in first for quite some time. And now you look at what NYCFC and Charlotte are doing. Charlotte hasn't lost a game, not even draw, just straight up hasn't lost. They're winning every single match, MLS match, since July 6th. What? I don't care about they'll fall off eventually. No one knows that. Not if you're playing like this. Soccer's a different sport. NYCFC. I think they've lost maybe once and drawn maybe once in the last like 7-8 matches. They have like six wins in their last 5. 2 teams to now end the season that are what? One is in 3rd and one is in 5th. Let's see. Where are these guys? Charlotte's in 3rd, yeah, and NYCFC's in 5th. So I'm hoping, Joe. I'm hoping that the loss awakens the monster. But like I said, it might awaken a monster against crap teams. I need that monster woken up in a goddamn semifinal. And that's what kills me. Colin, what's going on, my man? Bruno should have been taken out after the 10th minute. Yeah. I don't know how he made it into the 60th. Very against the Indy start over Quinn. Look at the difference in what happened as soon as Quinn stepped on the field. It was instant results. And then they looked like they knew how to play when Quinn was out there. He was literally the only good thing from the last few days. So 100% there with you, Colin. At halftime, the ref analyst said that she would have given Damiani a red it was like at the 5th minute. He commits that penalty and gets a yellow. Yellows were flying all over the place. Westfield had a stupid one. Kai had one. I think they had six yellows, maybe. Undisciplined. Damiani isn't. He needs to be the guy coming off the bench. If Ua has a little bit more run before that shot that he had that probably should have tied it up 2-2, if you remember what I'm talking about, maybe if he has a little bit more run under him from earlier in the game, he's positioned better. Or he's got a little bit more on the back of that, a little bit more ass on that kick. So it's Damiani and Baribo can't start together. They just can't start together. Joe, the crowd will help the Union. I hope. I hope they haven't lost these guys. I know a 2:30 p.m. game, you're going to get a crowd out no matter what for a 2:30 game. So, but I know these fans are feeling the deja vu and the PTSD from years past. I was saying we should never take Milan off the field too. Why he was taken off instead of Indy has me questioning Carnell a lot. Last 2 games have me questioning Carnell a lot. And you know, Colin, how I've been all season I've been riding with that guy, right? But these last 2 matches, it's almost like he is with the mindset of, well, it's worked in the past and I've gotten away with it in the past. You cannot have that mindset. Not against those 2 teams, not against Vancouver. Who cares what your strategy was? Why are you resting guys at this point in the season? After a week off, why are you resting guys? Why Ty didn't start up top with Ua? Why Damiani wasn't coming off the bench? If you wanted to start him against Nashville, sure. I just don't like the combo of Baribo and Damiani together. And yeah, Alowski, the way he is so creative, and that's what they miss. That's what him and Quinn together on the field, it'll create good things, but not when they're getting limited minutes together or none. Does Blake come back soon? I'm hoping. But then that leads into like an off-season thing. Is his lack of availability now at this point in his career because of injuries, is he reliable at this point to be the every match starter? Is Rick ready to be the full-time starter? These last 2 matches tell me no. You haven't had really any back-to-back matches where it's like elite versus elite, except for these Really, his last 3 matches have been a juggernaut. You shut out Cincy, then you allow 7 against Vancouver, and then you let Surge put a hat trick up on you. Yeah, he's leading the league in goals, but shit. In that first goal, I feel bad for him. Glesnes was so out of place. He was ball watching on that corner. So I hope he's able to get back soon so he can get some run under him. He's been gone for a while now. Over a month and a half. But it's for me, it raises concerns for the future, right? Because Blake's on his last years of being in this league. And Rick, love him, but is he ready to be the full-time every match starter? I don't know. But I have a feeling that the pace, the way that this team this season, no one saw the up-temponess and the pace of play that they were going to bring, that Carnell was going to bring. And he raised that bar each game, match after match after match. He raised the bar. Then when he needed to sub guys in, they played the scrappy, gritty sort of mindset and philosophy. Next, we're just worried about the next guy, next team. They've overachieved from everyone's expectations, even from some of the most positive of fans, right? No one thought they'd be sitting in first place for this long. But the problem is it's a long season. And Carnell's done a great job at being able to figure out rotations through injuries, through international duties for, World Cup qualifiers. And it's worked for the most part. But really, it's been what? 13, 14, 15 guys that he's used. And that's it. And that's because they don't have depth in positions that they need depth. Ariel is great at a lot of things. He can be used in so many different ways. He's a Swiss Army knife. But is he a master, or is he a elite in any one thing that he's good at? Defense needs help drastically. Like I said before, love Makana. He's been so good, so many different instances throughout the season. I didn't know he was going to be able to fill the shoes of Elliott. I'm not talking about last season, Elliott. I'm talking about the whole picture of Elliott. But he's super young. He shows when he's undisciplined and immature. And the latest example of that was against Cincinnati, when he gets his second yellow with 30 minutes to go. And like I said, you're going to get away with Rick for right now. But is he really going to be your guy? Do we trust him all throughout the playoffs if Blake gets hurt? Do we trust Blake at this point to just be able to be there and be available? Because that's his biggest flaw now, his availability. Is too much pressure put on Rick? Absolutely. I think so. The way this defense is. And I don't think these past two matches are on Rick. He played well enough. I don't think Blake makes a difference. And I'm not putting the match on Rick. I'm saying he's a contributor to 10 goals being conceded in the last two matches. I mean, he's got to get some of the blame for that. But the defense hasn't helped him at all. The lineups being put out there haven't helped him at all. The lack of depth on this team hasn't helped him at all. So I don't think it's all on Rick, but he for sure gets some of the pieces of the pie, of the pie blame, the blame pie, whatever people call it. And yeah, I don't think Blake makes that much of a difference. Maybe they lose. They were just going to get their asses handed to them against Vancouver that night. Maybe they just lose 5-0, 4-0 that game. But it was Pachuca of, what was it, Champions Cup last year when they lost 6-0. Horrible. Joe, how do you fix the Union defense at this point? you you can't do anything unless you're going to add pieces. The time to add depth is gone. So now it's, you got to be able to continue to get back into the mindset and get healthy, get disciplined, and get ready for a playoff run. At this point in the season, Arnell's got to be able to put a lineup out there that he isn't thinking about the next match. He isn't thinking about resting legs for any sort of reason. At this point in the season, you put your best lineup out there. But I just think that with this defense, it's, the flaws are showing. The flaws are showing. They're a step slower when you press and you're up tempo and you play at the pace that Carnell wants these guys to play at. And they also have to get disciplined. They lead the league in yellow cards. They're already Philadelphia. They know no one likes them. They know they're not going to get the calls. So don't make it easy for them. But I think at this point in the season, it's time to just do what got you here. They've looked so sloppy these last two games. Really, they looked sloppy against Cincinnati too. To use these next two matches to get the confidence back. Use Saturday against a team that is pretty out of it points wise for to make the playoffs, but they're on life support. They still have a chance. And the Union play great at home. What is on this app? Got a comment. I also heard that the former Union coach is coming back to MLS. Yes, possibly. Tom Bogart, he a few days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, put out a tweet that Curtin is, I guess, being talked to from, coincidentally, the team the Union are facing on Saturday, the New England Revolution. So good for him if he comes back. I think, I don't know it word for word, but I think the quote was like, it's got to be the right project. So it's got to be the right fit, and it's got to be worth Curtin's time. So is that New England? They got some guys over there. Turner just went back there. They got Gill. So the Union 10-1-4 this season at home. So yeah, I predict that against the team that is sitting in 11th place, 5-5-5 on the road, way back in the standings. Only they're the next team to be eliminated from playoff contention, essentially. So 32 points, right behind, not right behind, but they're 8 points behind the Red Bulls. So if there's any team that the Union can go ahead and go out there and get some confidence back, it's these next two. You're home, away, home, and then you finish the season away. We're about a month from decision day, which is crazy to think. A lot of things going on in Philadelphia. Speaking of all the other things going on, we got lots going on here at It's a Wrap Sports Network tonight. Let me get that banner out of there. Get out of there. Tonight, we got Big Al on the call for the Phillies versus the Diamondbacks Fightins final. Saturday, Pat will be on the call, and then Sunday, Matty B will wrap up the series. And also Sunday, we will be having the Eagles post-game show. The Birds Fly By. Hopefully, talking about a win from the Eagles. Yeah, I'll be on that. You can join me, possibly someone else. You never know who's going to be popping in. And the Penn State Nittany Lions are on a bye this week, but next week they got a big one against Oregon, I believe. So make sure you guys are joining. That's a night game, so that'll be a late night one. That'll be a late night post game show. Happy Valley Huddle with Mike, and also with Mike Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Props, locks, and parlays. No pressure sports betting for entertainment purposes only, folks. So if you guys like to bet, make sure you join Mike on Wednesday. And also tonight, Pat will be on the wraparound at 10:30, talking all things Philadelphia sports, wrapping up the week that was and bringing everybody into the weekend for Philadelphia sports. And then Sunday, P&M in the AM, Pat, Mike, and Al pretty much doing a little preview of the Eagles game and then wrapping up the preview in the final match or final game of the Diamondback series and talking about Friday and Saturday's games. And then next Thursday, Birds Blast with Kyle Quinn, wrapping up the Rams, recapping that one, and then going ahead and talking about reviewing who they got, the Bucks. Pretty sure it's the Buccaneers next week. And we got some new shows. We're going all over PA now. The Pittsburgh Sports Desk, I believe, is Wednesday at 8 p.m. And then the Gridiron Weekly, NFL, NCAA football. Those guys be talking about everything football on Thursdays at 8 p.m. I might have got those two mixed up, but one of them's Thursday, one of them's Wednesday, and they're both at 8. So make sure you guys tune in for those and give those guys some love. And then Sunday, they have Steel City Sunday, Steelers pre and post game shows. You guys do a really good job at a live location doing a pregame show for the Steelers. They have who do they play? They play the Patriots this week, so that should be a good one. And then, of course, the final word with Matty B, Sunday through Thursday at 10 p.m. Or it'll be following the Fightins final, whichever night those are on. And if you missed anything that I said, here's the lineup all together. Good stuff, good stuff. So yeah, lots of things going on here at It's a Wrap Sports. So please look at that. Sunday through Saturday, the way he's got it set up like an actual calendar. There's tons to watch, folks, for all throughout Pennsylvania now. It's a Wrap Sports. all over PA. Colin chiming in with the Go Rams. Oh man, he's a big Rams fan. Big Rams fan. Colin is. It's like just kidding. Let's go around the league. A lot of stuff going on throughout the MLS. Everyone coming in to these final games. And I talked about it before, but the Union don't even control their own destiny anymore. Because Vancouver has 2 games in hand and Miami has 3 still. And where Miami is, where is it? Miami is sitting at 49 points and Vancouver is in has 52. So those guys control their own destiny. Even if the Union go out and win the remaining 4 matches. And it's crazy to think that the way the Union have been playing, that they even have control of first place. Ricky, where is Ricky, Joe? Where is Ricky? Um, so that's what sucks. The Union, they're not even in control of their own destiny anymore. So what do we got? We got Saturday. This is good. Yeah, NYCFC versus Charlotte at noon at Yankee Stadium. That's going to be a good one. I think Charlotte's going to continue. Charlotte's going to continue their winning streak that they're on, and I got Charlotte beating NYCFC in Yankee Stadium. Then we're going to have the Union in New England. I'm going to go over that one. I'm going to go over that one last. Atlanta and San Diego. San Diego's already clinched the playoff spot. And Atlanta just sucks. They just suck. I don't think they've won a game since July 6th, and Charlotte hasn't lost the game since July 6th. I think San Diego, though, goes into Mercedes-Benz and beats them pretty good. Montreal and the Red Bulls. The Red Bulls looks like they kind of have that 10th and final playoff spot, play-in game match, whatever you want to call it, locked up in a sense, and I think they go get at least a draw in this one. Joe, DC pulls the upset and beats Miami 2-1. I think didn't they a few weeks ago? 2 also beat them, or was it a draw? Might have been a draw. But they need to help the Union in some sort of way. We need some help. I'm at the point of the season where now we're looking at the standings and we're looking at the other team's matches and saying we need some help. We need some help here. So, Joe's got Charlotte, and Joe, I love it. I love it. Look at the positivity. Kansas City beats Vancouver. I like it too. Columbus versus Toronto. I think Columbus gets the win. Miami and DC. We already have Joe's upset of the week. I think Miami goes out there and does what they need to, and they beat them probably like 3-0, 3-1. Orlando and Nashville. I think Orlando gets Nashville. I think Nashville's going to be not hungover, but that was a big win. And they kind of been struggling. So a lot of games for them, a lot of matches the last week or so. Give me Orlando, Dallas, and Colorado. Let's go Colorado. Are they in? Where's Colorado at? Yeah, they're sitting in 8th. Dallas, not eliminated. They're right there with San Jose, right behind San Jose, and Real Salt Lake, point behind them. But give me Colorado. Joe's got Columbus. Like it. Orlando. We're there. But Joe's got Dallas. All right. Houston and Portland. I don't know. Let's take a look. Houston's pretty out of it. Portland sitting in 6th place in the West. I think Houston's still playing for something. You look at the West standings from 9th place down, really even 8th place, 39 points. The West is for 8th seed down is really wide open still. Nobody is eliminated. Even the Galaxy are not even eliminated yet. They didn't win a game until middle of May. Give me Houston. Give me Houston. All right, Joe's with Houston as well. Joe likes the state of Texas this week. Minnesota versus Chicago. Give me Minnesota. Minnesota just came off semifinals loss as well to Austin. Congratulations to them. Heading to the final. Both Austin and Nashville's first finals for them. They'll be able to bring some hardware home. Good for them. Sporting KC versus Vancouver. Joe already gave his. He's got Sporting KC beating them. I think Vancouver rides this high and beats them. Beats them like 3-2, 3-1. LA Galaxy versus Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati gets the best of them, which might eliminate the Galaxy from playoff contention. And then the other late game, the San Jose Quakes versus St. Louis. Give me San Jose. And then Sunday, there's 2 matches, Austin and Seattle. Give me Seattle. And then at 9 p.m., LAFC versus Real Salt Lake. I'm going to go LAFC there. Minnesota wins. All right. And LA wins. Oh, you got the Galaxy. So you got a lot of teams helping out the Union this week, which I like. I like the positivity, Joe. I like the positivity. All right. Seattle. All right. Seattle. And so now for the Union, I got them doing exactly what I think they do best, right? They give you hope. And this will be the game that they give you hope. 3-1, 4-1. They're playing at home. They play well at home. New England sucks. They're the next team in the East to be eliminated from playoff contention. And I think the Union go ahead and do that. They have to. If they want, they've already missed out now on one chance for trophy. You got 2 now. Supporter Shield and the MLS Cup. It's time to lock in and be who you guys were the beginning and middle of the season. Be who you were in the month of May. Right? Don't be who you've been against Nashville this season. 0 wins, 3 losses, 7 goals against, and only 2 goals scored, and got bounced from the U.S. Open Cup on Tuesday. And it sucks. It still pisses me off. But I think they go ahead. I think Quinn has a big game. I think Oloski has a goal. And I think Ty has a goal. I think we see the Kai to Ty connection. I think Gill for New England gets a goal. I wouldn't be surprised if New England gets a goal early. The way this defense have been, And then we sit there and go, "Are you kidding me?" And then they go on a run. Joe with Real Salt Lake beating LAFC. All right. Ricky, what's going on, Ricky? Thank you for watching. There's Ricky. Uh, Ty has a hat trick. That would be great. He's kind of fallen back in um the golden boot. So I think he's sitting at 16. That'll put him at 19. I think it's that was the Open Cup, so it doesn't count. I think Serge is sitting at 20 goals for the season. So that'll put him back up there. But I think the defense goes out and does what they need to after being woken up from an early goal from New England. And 3-1 victory. And then they look like themselves from 15 minutes on. I think they come out slow. I really do. Unfortunately. But I need this team to help get me back on board because I'm feeling that negative Philadelphia spirit. I'm getting that PTSD from them from the last few seasons. So, but that's going to be it for me. That's my wrap up for these last two horrible matches for the Union. And they close out 3 matches in 7 days this Saturday at Subaru Park. Saturday afternoon game, too. So the fans are going to be there regardless. They're going to be ready to go. So I appreciate everyone, Colin, Ricky, and Joe, for tuning in. Make sure you guys are tuning in to all the other shows we have tonight. Make sure your Al is on the call. Great show. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for tuning in, as always. Good afternoon special, Friday night or Friday afternoon. Make sure you guys are tuning in tonight for the Fighting's final and for the wraparound. All right, that's going to do it for me. Let's go. You need a win. Duke.